Wait. Why are you also mentioning hot tour? Now I'm concerned. Is that something I need to worry about coming up? Because there's something that's the thing that I just saw on Twitter, and I was like, why do you have to mention that? Should I be concerned that what's coming up next? No, I checked Twitter after you said that. Okay. I was legitimately like, there ain't no way that's a real thing. Wait, what? Yeah, so okay, Zenos on Twitter, somebody said when I said like, oh, okay, oh, okay. Now the person saying way Ohio indeed. Okay, interesting. So when I wrote on Twitter, live to read, reading SCP-2230 till 239, right? And the guy said, "Hawk tour my sigmas," and then it's like, "Am I right, Afro?" And I was just like, kind of like. So when Vinmon mentioned it, I was like, no, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me that's a... Now they wrote another thing. They said, spit on thang, very Sigma saucy, Ohio gooning. I almost want to write... I almost want to respond like, are you okay? you okay there, good boy? But yeah, okay. Our next SCP is by Patrick Wellon. Doesn't have a author's page, and they wrote a shared identity. All right, here we go. Object class safe, neutralized. Special containment procedures revision 5th 2nd 2014. -1 through -3 are to be kept on life support in the medical wing of Site 17 for a 180-day observation period. If no change in their condition is recorded, the remaining instances of SCP-2231 are to be disconnected from life support and the remains disposed of. SCP-2231 no longer demonstrates any anomalous properties following the expiration of -4. I know you hate neutralized ones. I don't. Because like for me that makes it like, oh, what happened? How did it happen? Because like then if it just tells me something like yeah, it's neutralized, I'm like, oh really? How? And then it tells me like a story like, yeah, it blew up after we sent it to like a forest. I'm like, fuck, okay, sure. I feel like neutralized SCPs are very like interesting because like it's just because then you get to read how like it's a mini story compared to most other SCPs that have. Well, it's not an anomaly anymore, and I don't like it. I understand, but like for me, most SCP logs are like, here's what the anomaly is, here's how we keep it contained, and that's always like the repetition, right? With neutralized, you have a story behind it. You have like, here's where we found it, here's how we try to contain it, and then it fucking blew up. And that's what makes it a bit more interesting for me, because I'm just like invested of like why it got neutralized or how it got neutralized. But at the end, Zeno, that's your opinion. I fully understand that, like, oh, but then if it doesn't exist anymore, that takes away the fun for me. Show form of special containment procedures. -1 through -2 and -3 are to be housed in standard humanoid containment units in Wing 3 of Site 17. Subject cooperation with Foundation containment. -1 through -3 are to be allowed 1 hour of communal time under strict guard supervision each week in Section 3 cafeteria during off hours. I have a feeling that 1 hour of supervision did not work out well. POY-1 is to be remotely monitored by Foundation personnel for any indication of anomalous activity or connection with SCP-2231. Revision 3rd, 7th, 2014. -4 is to be housed in standard humanoid containment in Wing 8 of Site 17. Under no circumstances is -4 to be exposed to -1, 2, or 3, or to be made aware of their existence, or the reason for its confinement. Description. SCP-2231 was a shared identity of 3 otherwise non-anomalous human beings, referred to as -1, -2, and -3, claiming to go by the name Johnathan Tran, born June 17, 1983, and currently residing in Boise, Idaho. Okay, so I had a couple of SCPs that were like, oh, we're the same person. We had the one that like basically split every time it was supposed to die. and then like there were multiple of them walking around, and there was one where it was like 5 of the same person, and they all shared the memories, thinking that that each individual one was somebody else, and that they were like pranking each other basically, but even though they were literally the same person. But yeah, let's see what this one is all about. -1 is a 40-year-old Korean male. -2 is a 13-year-old Nigerian female, and -3 is a 56-year-old Pakistani female. -1, -2, and -3 had a comprehensive knowledge of the experiences and history of the other 2 instances, as well as the supposed shared identity of SCP-2231. So that's very similar to the one the latter I mentioned, where they're like, oh, we know each other's experiences. SCP-2231's purported history does not match the verifiable history of instances 1 through 3 in any way. All instances of SCP-2231 showed a strong preference to respond to questions about the past with information pertinent to the history of -4, as opposed to their own physical history. Following containment of -1 through -3 in 2013, each instance had demonstrated notable conflation of its physical history with that of the other 2 instances, frequently responding to questions categorically with details of the other instances' history as well as their own. -4 is the individual Johnathan Tran. As of the present date, and it fell off. I knew it's gonna happen eventually. I will figure a way to get this like sticking to myself better, but at least you guys saw it. I do have this little thing, and I'm going to get myself a name tag as well, and the glasses that let me to do the anime thing, and we'll have the full cosplay of Dr. AfroFluff done within a matter of a couple of days, or a week or 2. -4 has essentially no knowledge of the connection of -1 through 3. Okay, so -4 is the actual Johnathan Tran. -4 was formerly the individual Johnathan Tran. -4 was incinerated following expiration. Let me read that again. -4 was incinerated following expiration on 5th 1st 2014. But if I'm being honest, even though it might be the same boring, or we're all the same person theme, SCP has a twist on each one, and I like that. I haven't been bored by SCPs where like what they were saying we're all the same person. So I mean, I will give credit to people who write stuff for the SCP Foundation, even if an SCP is technically the same from like a synopsis point of view. Like you could be like, oh, there's like multiple SCPs are about human beings becoming a blob. There's always a difference of how it happens, why it happens, how it interacts with things. So I will always give credit to people, like, you know, even though we may have read something similar already, that they give it something new. Addendum 1, acquisition log. Okay, so here we go. How we gotten it. Added 10th 30th 2013. -1, 2, and 3 were identified through standard computer analytics of atypical flight pattern when -1 purchased airline tickets for -2 and 3 on one-way flights to Boise Air Terminal, Gowan Field, BOY. No prior connections between the 3 instances was found in the Foundation's Societal Interaction Fishbone, FSIF. Experimental software and the instances were flagged for interrogation as the Chicago O'Hare International Airport, ORD, layover by on-site Foundation personnel. The idea that one of them bought a ticket and just wrote Johnathan Tran for each ticket is kind of funny to think about. The AfroFluff, the SCP's strongest warrior. I'm flattered, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I would say I'm like the middle. I'm a support. I'm the SCP support. The anomalous characteristics of SCP-2231 were readily apparent during the interrogation. -1, 2, and 3 were processed and contained without incident. And here we have an interview log. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to read again. Who is who again? So we have Korean male with -1, Nigerian female teenager -2, and then Pakistani female -3. Okay. I'm not gonna give them accents. I just want to fit the voices correctly. Documents all of the SCP. He should be 05. Or yeah. To be fair, maybe I'm becoming 05 at the end of all this. Interview 3. Interview was conducted by researcher Patel. Subject of interview was -1. This was the third officially recorded interview since the containment of -1 through 3 6 days prior. Conducted 11th 2nd 2013. Please state your name for the record. Johnathan Tran. Do you ever go by other names or aliases? Ah, yes. Adunola Omolade Choi Chung-jae and Sajida Talfa. That must be the real names of the -1s and through 3. Do you not find it strange that you have 4 separate names? It's not that weird. Think of someone named Mary Beth Teresa Johnson or something. Makes no subject's lack of understanding of the previous question. And what is your citizenship? I'm an American, sir, but I've got citizenship in Pakistan, South Korea, and Nigeria. And where were you born? I was born in Idaho Falls. And how was it you came by your Pakistani citizenship? Well, I was born in Karachi. How was it you were born in Karachi as well as Idaho Falls? I was born in Karachi, then Idaho. You don't understand. I was born in Karachi, then put back into my mother, flew over to Idaho Falls, and came out again. Okay, everybody has those moments. Actually, to be strictly technical, I was born in Karachi, then Seoul, then Idaho Falls. And what is your social security number? Refer to addendum 2 for additional information. Produces pictures of -2 and 3. And are you familiar with these 2 individuals? Is this a joke? That's me. Well, you guys don't get born thrice? Yeah. Well, I think you guys are the weird ones here. For the sake of brevity, the remainder of the interview is omitted. -1 continued to demonstrate a fundamental failure to grasp that there was anything strange about its identification with 3 separate bodies and 4 separate identities. -1 proceeded to demonstrate a detailed, intimate, and consistent recollection of the personal physical histories of -2 and 3. Interview 11. Interview was conducted by researcher Patel. Subject of interview was -1, 2, and 3. This is the first joint interview of all 3 instances since they entered containment. Conducted 11th 10th 2013. Okay, please state your name for the record. Johnathan Tran, and in anticipation of your next question, Adunola Omolade, Choi Chung-jae, and Sajida Talfa. Very good. Would you please identify the number of hands you have, one at a time, holding each hand up as you count. Start with whatever hand you like. -2 raises their left hand as they say 1. Then -3 raises their right hand as they say 2. Subject pauses briefly before proceeding in this manner to count of 6. Now, please state how many hands you have. 2. Please look to your left and tell me what you see. -1 through 3 simultaneously look to the left. I see the back of my head and the wall. And one final question. Do you know where you currently are? Please be comprehensive with your response. 18 Drive Boys, Idaho. Interview rooms C416 of Wing 3 of... Well, I don't know what this building is still. Somewhere in Illinois, I think. Refer to addendum 2 for additional information. Very good. That will be all. Officer Griggs will return to you to your rooms. You know, I heard there actually was a case of someone being born twice. They had to remove a fetus to remove a tumor, then reimplant it, then it grew into a baby. That's hardcore. If that's true, imagine like telling that like as an adult, like that could be a wicked cool conversation starter at the bar. Like, did you know I was technically born twice? This reminds me of the one Rick and Morty episode where Rick dates this entity that's just one consciousness controlling an entire planet of aliens. That's just ego from Marvel. SCP-2231 demonstrates significant cognitive dissonance regarding the identity. Although largely internally consistent, SCP-2231 does not appear to appreciate the fundamental fact that it is 3 separate individuals, and that furthermore, none of those 3 individuals are who it prefers to identify as. Over the course of several interviews, SCP-2231 instances become considerably more adept at providing information which proved accurate about their physical history, in conjunction with the anomalous information which the subject prefers to provide. Let me just see something. Okay. Addendum to POY-1 designation. Added 11/12/2013, investigation of personally identifying information provided by -1 through -3 regarding Johnathan Tran proved accurate. SCP-2231 is able to provide the current location of Johnathan Tran at all times, as well as comprehensive background information and information about Mr. Tran's state of mind in real time. Mr. Tran is now classified as POY-1. Show testing log 2231. Conducted first 19/2014. Purpose: to observe the effect of physical stress as it is experienced across each instance of SCP-2231, and if that response extends to POY-1. Procedure: -1 was exposed to the Foundation standard battery of stress eliciting stimuli, including optional high-threshold thermal testing. The responses of -2 and -3 were monitored simultaneously within their separate containment units. The response of POY-1 was observed remotely by Foundation field personnel. Result: the total time for completion of testing battery is 11 minutes 21 seconds. -2 and 3 both confined to the containment cells show significant stress responses and agitation as -1 undergoes the test procedure. Notable response and symmetry includes pupil dilation, sweating, shivering, and generalized adrenal response as the battery progressed. The only asymmetry in response occurred when neither -2 nor -3 demonstrated muscle stretch reflex responses during portion 4A of the testing battery. Approximately 90 seconds after the cessation of testing, the stress response is no longer evident in -2 or 3, although -1 followed the typical stress cessation pattern for non-anomalous humans over the next 45 minutes. Okay, so they do react to stressful or painful situations happening to one of the other. But it looks like their body, the body's reaction of those ones cease faster than the one who went through it. POY-1 showed no reaction at any point during this experiment. Okay, so the actual Johnathan Tran is just chilling in the meantime. He's just like not feeling anything. Conclusion: the mental connection between -1, 2, and 3 extends to include visceral experience of any physical sensation, with the other instances are subject to. The mechanism by which the sensory and emotional data is integrated with the first-person experience of each instance is unclear, given how each instance is capable of autonomous action. Walking, talking, performing basic maintenance of life functions, completely independent of other instances. The lack of reaction by POY-1 suggests an asymmetric anomalous experimental link between the instances of SCP-2231 and POY-1. The standard battery of stress eliciting stimuli is intentionally designed by elicit autonomic responses in subjects, suggesting that if POY-1 has any appreciation for the experience of SCP-2231 instances, that link is significantly muted compared to the anomalous link of the SCP instances. Then we have Addendum 3, -4 designation. As per direction issued from the Office of Research Director Ashley, POY-1 has been taken into indefinite Foundation containment and classified as -4. The basis for this decision is the unacceptable risks to classified information, amongst other things the existence of the Foundation in Site 17. Should -4 be successfully concealing or eventually develop asymmetrical mental connection to -1 through 4 as they share with -1 through 3 as they share with -4. Okay, what they're basically saying is like, even though right now he's not showing any proof that he's connected to them, it doesn't mean that it means that he could A, be lying, or B, eventually he will. So that's the reason why they contained him. But it's also kind of like rough if you think about it, right? Like, he's just because like at the end he could never gain any connection to -1 through 3, so he's just contained against his own will. He's just like, why am I here? You know what I mean? I feel bad for him because if he never gained any link to these guys, then he just got contained against his will. -4 is to be kept ignorant of the existence of -1 to 3. Researcher Patel will continue in his current capacity as new containment induction NCI lead for SCP-2231. And now we have the object neutralization. Now we see how it happened. I assume I assume -4 died, and then -123 lost the connection. Either be an anomaly and never see your family, or tell them you're not an anomaly and risk termination. I mean, he doesn't even know why he got contained, right? Like, he's just like, okay. Then for object neutralization, at 5th 2nd 2014, -4 was fatally wounded by security personnel after assaulting a guard as it was escorted from interview room H203. Appropriate disciplinary actions are being considered for the offending security personnel. I assume he attacked him because he was like, why am I still here? Why are you guys keeping me hostage? Review of security footage of -1 through 3 at the moment of expiration of -4 show all 3 instances simultaneously collapsing. Following medical examination, -1 through 2 and 3 showed a complete cessation of higher brain function and have been moved to the medical wing of Site 17 and placed on life support. SCP-2231 reclassified as neutralized. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, so he's actually seeing my stream right now. Motherfucker, if you're okay, act like a human being. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. Do what you want to do. But at the same time, don't come at me with the Hawk Tour thing. Be better. We are Johnathan Tran. We were born in Ohio, but also in Seoul. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Seoul, traveled. Yes, who texted me? Traveled around the world. We are bald, but also have a beautiful afro hairstyle. Lived a simple life, but also reading every SCP log known to man. Born thrice. There we go. All right. Hi guy, how you doing? Why you like spamming my Twitter, guy? Why you not in Twitch chat with us? Hang out with us, man. What's up with that? What the fuck is up with that, brother? Why you not chilling with us here? Come on. What, are you shy or something? Well, you gonna Hawk Tour me in the Twitter mentions, but you're not gonna do that in the Discord chat? Huh? Is that what it's all about? You think you're safe behind a Twitter wall? Huh? You think Elon Musk is gonna keep you safe from me? Is that what's going on? AfroFluff dude, if anybody like, you can clip that moment if you want. Clip that moment, or just clip. If anybody wants to do like a Dr. AfroFluff YouTube clips out of context, go ahead. Part of me thinks that the guy is just Vin Vaughn's like alternate account, and he's just like fucking with me right now. You love me.